driving alone by yourself, you know, the cars feel all right. I just did a race or two a few minutes ago, and they feel great. And you know, I could really feel what the car was doing. That was all there. But where the physics fail miserably, and what made this game so well, the two aspects working together is what made it so miserably horrible. But when you get into other cars, when you start hitting other cars and making contact with other cars, is where things really go awry. Because you could come barreling at somebody at 200 miles an hour that's just sitting at 0 miles an hour. You could T-bone them, and that car would not move. You would just come to a complete stop. You know, in most games, in any realistic game, it would be that car would like slide way off to the fucking back as far as it could go because you hit it so damn hard. But not in this game. You just came to a dead fucking stop. And you know, in single player when you're racing against AI, that's not such a horrible thing. But when you are racing against online players, that's a big problem. Especially because of assholes who would try to set up roadblocks or something. Me. But, no, that was after everyone was not taking the game seriously anymore, after duping and all that. So, we weren't total assholes. But actually, I'll explain that more later. But, yeah, we weren't total assholes at all. Take my word for it. So, it just didn't work out well with how you race against somebody, actually race against them online. And it didn't work out well for little cheating things like that, like roadblocks, like I was talking about. And another problem with the physics is that, like, if you're racing online or in the single player all by yourself, this is fine as well. But when you get in the online arena, wall riding is a big problem because you get in those time trials, and you're going to do whatever it takes to get that faster lap if it means slamming into the wall as fast as you can to get around the corner faster. And that's what a lot of people did. And a lot of people racing online too, not just time trials. So that was another big problem with the physics. And Forza actually came up with the solution that most games use now with the penalty system. If you go off the track, you get a penalty. Hit the wall, you get a penalty. Works great. But this game didn't implement that, and it was another problem with the game. But, so you have all these physics problems, particularly between contact with two cars, and combined with the connection problems, it was all chaos, because the connection problems I'm referring to are, I mean, you could connect fine, you could stay connected, be in a game, wouldn't drop out, all that's fine, but everyone lagged all over the fucking place, and it didn't work well because all of a sudden you'd be inside somebody else's car, or you know, with the physics being how they are, if you hit something, you know, you come to a stop pretty much. So if you've got a car lagging all around in front of you that you're trying to pass, it's going to lag right into you, and you're going to come to a stop pretty quickly. And that really sucked. You know, everyone lagged. Everyone. And it was unfortunate. Because it really compounded the problems that the game had with the physics, making the transition online. And that's ultimately why I call this game horrible. And ultimately why most people would call this game horrible. So, got all those problems, and you got little problems too. Those are two major problems, the physics and the online code being shitty. But you had little problems, like the game was clearly set up for single player, because as soon as the first player in the online game finished the race, everyone was done. You couldn't finish the race. They didn't let you finish the race. That's just how it was set up because of the single player, and it sucked. you couldn't finish a lap. I mean, if you did a 2-lap race, you get 1 lap in. But if you were in second place, you wouldn't finish that second lap. And it was frustrating, not very much fun. So, it had lots of little problems like that as well, like every game does. But, it's just something more to bitch about when you have huger problems. This game, the game did have a lot of unique cars, though, a lot of unique manufacturers that I haven't seen in any game ever since then. And, it was kind of cool like that. So now I'm gonna put up some footage of a race here, and the car I am driving right now. In the footage, I'm not actually, but is called the VMAC. I remember this car because it maybe a few days after the game came out, people started to get this car, unlock it, and you could definitely, and it was fairly unhard to lock for most people, apparently, including myself, apparently. But so this car, it was pretty good. I mean, at the time we thought, wow, this car is amazing. But a few days later that went away. But so a lot of people liked this car, and you could once you unlocked it, you could make a huge profit online selling it to people. So yeah, it was good. But of course, I didn't unlock it. I don't remember what you had to do to unlock it or whatever, but I didn't do it. And my buddy Gimper hooked me up. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, Gimper hooked me up with everything. He's the man, Mr. Gimper. Oh yes, very quickly, I need to finish my story about the roadblock. A few weeks after the game came out, and well, we weren't really taking it seriously anymore. But like a few weeks after it came out, we had experimented with the crappy physics in this game, and we were kind of baffled by them. So what we did was we set up an 8-player game. We had like 3 or 4, maybe 5 friends, and then 2 other public players. We would all get big, heavy cars and go to a track where there's a really narrow spot. And we would just set up this roadblock. And it's almost freaking invincible. Almost freaking invincible. Like, you could not get through this thing because the physics are so horrible. The only way they could get through the roadblock is if they lagged through it. And that took a while because, I mean, the lag in that game is bad, but if you have a roadblock, 3 cars deep, it's still going to take a while to get through. And don't call us totally bad sports though, because we did we would start the race, and once people saw we were roadblocking, we would lose a couple, but inevitably there would always be 1 or 2 people in there that would keep trying to win that race, and so we waited for the 2-3 people to stick around, and we're like, hey, if you win this race, we'll give you $10 million or some ridiculous amount of money, whatever it was, a lot, I don't remember what it was, but we'll like give you $9 million or something, and they would stick around and race or try and get on this track for a half hour, and eventually most of them did accomplish this, and we gave them the money because we were having fun at their expense. So we gave them the money, and it was a good time for everyone. We were all laughing, and unfortunately we might have pissed off a couple people at the beginning who quit, but whatever, losers, they can quit anyway. Yeah. That was good times. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this game, I suppose. But have you played, or do you play games that you know are totally crap, but you still have fun in them anyway? If you do, I would love to hear about them. Please post a text comment or a video response. I would love to hear about it. Shitty games are awesome, because really there's nothing more fun than loving a shitty game, because everyone loves the good games. You're not a unique person if you love the good games. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, everyone loves BioShock. Everyone loves Halo to a certain extent. Everyone loves all the really, really good games out there. But it's the games that not everyone loves, that a lot of people call total shit because they don't know how to love them. It's those games that make you, as a gamer, unique. And I would love to hear about what makes you unique. And thank you for watching. Peace out.